Hello YouTube, Dave here again. So I'm back with another pickups video. So these are some things that I've picked up but haven't shown in videos as of yet. The day that I'm recording this is November 15th, 2018. And in fact, most of these things I'm going to show off here today I picked up on November 15th. But there are a couple things that I picked up previous to that and I just never showed in video yet. There have been a couple things that I have already shown and done reviews for, so I'm not really going to worry about those, such as the magic item cards for D&D, as well as the condition cards for Starfinder and the D&D character folio. So I'm not going to worry about those too much, but we do have a few things here that I can show off. So let's go ahead and get right to it. So, a while back, you may remember that Paizo sent me the book Armory for Starfinder, as well as this book here, The Reach of Empire. This is the first book in a three-part adventure arc known as Against the Aeon Throne. And this is actually a campaign that I'm going to start running in just a couple of days, actually, at the time that I'm recording this. So I'm really looking forward to giving this a start. Now, they sent me the first copy, and I liked it so much that I actually went back and picked up the other two versions. And I don't recall showing this in a video, so I hope that I didn't, but I also picked up the other two parts, including Escape from the Prison Moon, which we have here, and the third part and final chapter, The Rune Drive Gambit. And I absolutely love these adventure path books, and one of the cool things about them is, in addition to just the adventure that comes in the book, there's also stuff for building up your campaign worlds. There's information on like organizations, there's new monsters that are added. There's just a lot of really great stuff in here. And this is actually the first of the Starfinder adventure paths. It's only the second one to come out, but it's the only one that I have complete at this point in time. I am looking to go back and get the books for the Dead Suns campaign path, or adventure path, and actually Paizo should be sending me the first book in that series as well, so I can do a video sort of comparing the introductory chapters for each of their adventure paths. And there is a brand new one coming out as well. In fact, I think the first chapter just released, but that one's being sent to me as well, so I'm just waiting to get those. But in the meantime, I have a Starfinder adventure path to run, which is really, really cool. So since we're talking about Starfinder, I also have the Starfinder Hospital flip mat. So this is basically the space hospital or future hospital, which is really, really cool. I love these flip mats, and I really can't say enough good things about them. Especially these ones here, because you look at them and you just try to figure out ways to actually get to use them in a campaign. I actually did run a second Starfinder adventure that was completely impromptu, and it was something that I basically came up with just about an hour before I ran it. So I still need to do a video sort of talking about that, but one of the things that really helped me just sort of get that idea, that spark, was actually to have one of these maps. So this is the hospital one, and like most of these maps, there's always a bit of a contrast between what looks like the the rich, well-to-do area, and a bit more of a dirty, dingy, kind of sketchy place. So really, really cool to have that, and can't wait to open this up and have a look at it. Excuse me, it is the start of cold season here in Nova Scotia. Temperatures have been pretty much all over the place, so I'll try to make it through this as best I can. So up next, we have three things for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, and two of them are related, so we'll just go ahead and show the first one off here. And this is the D&D monster cards for challenge ratings 0 to 5. So I paid, well, there's 177 cards in here, so quite a few monsters. It's cheaper than this is again Canadian prices, so if you see $33.99 and you live in the United States, don't think I'm being ripped off. It's just the exchange on the US dollar, unfortunately. And in fact, it even has it written on the box there. So although I kind of still feel like I'm being ripped off because there's no way that the Canadian dollar and US dollar should be different by 10 bucks on that. But anyway, it is what it is. But this, yeah, this is for Monsters Challenge ratings 1 through 5, or 0 through 5. And I also have, let's get that stuff, I guess, back in frame. And I also have the set for 6 through 16. And I think these are the only ones that have come out so far. I don't really think, I don't even know if they're going to do a set that goes up to challenge rating 20 or 23. At this point in time, I think these are the only two I ever saw advertised. Now this one's a little bit cheaper at $21.99 Canadian or $15.99 US. So again, it's not quite how the exchange rate actually works, but anyway, like I said, it is what it is. So looking forward to opening these up. I'm going to actually do these probably in 2 separate videos. Do one focusing on the first set because it's the larger one, and then just do a second one just showing off these cards here. So you're not going to find things like Pit Fiends or Balors or Ancient Red Dragons, which is a bit of a shame, but it's still something that I think is going to be very, very useful going forward. So I picked these up along with the flip mat all today, November 15th, and I've had for a few weeks now, I've had the Starfinder stuff. And that was going to be it. That's basically all that I thought I was going to have today. However, I received a notification that something that I ordered or pre-ordered way back in like June has finally come in. And that is the Waterdeep Dungeon of the Mad Mage book. And I'm not going to get into a review or anything here yet. I'm not going to open it up and show anything off as of yet. But I will be doing a video for this within the next few days. Probably, well, today's Thursday that I'm recording this, so this will probably be up by the middle of next week, so right around the time that the official release comes out. I will say that there were issues with some stores getting their D&D products in that were supposed to be hobby store, you know, not exclusives, but they're supposed to get the early release date. Wizards Play Network, I guess is what it's called. However, very few stores in where I live actually got the stuff in advance. So I was actually surprised because I ordered this through Chapters, which is like the big chain bookstore. So I'm actually surprised that I ended up getting my copy before some of the Wizards Play Network stores got their stuff in. Along these lines, though, I made a video a few days ago talking about how basically I don't plan on getting the Ravnica products for the time being, at least. Not saying, never say never, but it's not something that's on my radar right now. And I'm going to be honest, I've been thinking about it, and I'm pretty sure that I'm going to treat the dice the same way. So there's the Waterdeep Dragon Heist dice set that's supposed to be coming out within the next few days, along with the Dungeon of the Mad Mage map pack. Now, I really want that map pack, and I definitely plan on picking that up. The problem is that in Canada, the dice set is like $35 before tax, and would be basically almost $40 when it's all said and done. So by contrast, I could get, a set of dice for actually more than this set of monster cards. So I decided I would rather have the monster cards, which I think are somewhat more reasonably priced. I think that is probably still a little bit too high in price for the Canadian version of it. But at the end of the day, I'm going to use these a heck of a lot more than I will use the Waterdeep Dragon Heist dice set. My Tomb of Annihilation dice, I used them a few times, and they're just kind of on my shelf now. So, again, I'm never going to say never as far as that is concerned. However, I don't plan on getting the dice set. It's not something that if I never get it, I'm not going to be upset over it. And $35 Canadian for 10 dice plus one oversized D20 and a life tracker, hit point tracker that I'm not really interested in the first place. just isn't worth it to me. So it's kind of reached the point where, again, I have to pick and choose. There's only so much that I can afford, and you know, I have 35, 36 other sets of dice at this point in time, so I'm going to pass on that for now. So again, it's something that maybe if there's any kicking around, you know, come the new year or after Christmas, then I might pick them up, but it's not something that I'm going to try to have day one sort of idea. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and like I said, I'll be opening up and doing reviews for pretty much all of these things in the next few days, although I may hold off on the Aeon Throne books just for a little bit. But I will be doing some other stuff here throughout the course of the next week. So Monday's video will be opening up the monster cards 0 through 5 for the challenge ratings. Tuesday I will be looking at these ones, and on Wednesday I'm going to be having a look at the Dungeon of the Mad Mage adventure book itself. So I'll be flipping through it and giving my thoughts on it as kind of an early impression, so it won't be a finalized review. Speaking of finalized reviews, I haven't gotten around to doing my Waterdeep Dragon Heist review yet, and the biggest reason for that, there's two reasons actually. The first one is that I really don't feel like my opinion has really changed from my extended thoughts video that I ended up doing a little while ago, so there's that to begin with. But the second reason is I want to see how well they integrate that adventure into this one. So if the events of Waterdeep Dragon Heist play a significant role in, if nothing else, in the setup and the way to sort of introduce the players to Undermountain, then it might change my mind on the usefulness or necessity of having it. But if it's not really well followed up on, then that's probably going to be like the final nail in the coffin as far as I'm concerned about that book. And, you know, if you like it, you know, anyone watching this, if you love that book or you love that adventure, that's totally fine. It doesn't suit my personal tastes. And again, hopefully it'll be really well followed up on in this book. I mean, they're both part of the same storyline. And the last time that they released two different campaign books for the same story, they did line up really well, so I'm hoping that's what happens here. I haven't really even looked at this too much. I flipped through it very, very quickly, but I haven't actually read anything yet. So anyway, we'll get to that next week. So again, thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Take care.